Today, we're going to talk about the challenges experienced by learners with different types of impairments and the assistive technologies they use to overcome those challenges. I'll also explain why accessible design is essential for all learners. Understanding impairments. When speaking about learners, we use first-person language, such as a person with a disability, to emphasize the individual rather than the condition. Models of disability. This graphic compares three different models of disability: the medical model, the social model, and the affirmative model. Each model is shown as a separate column with a short explanation and a key message. The first column represents the medical model. It explains that this model focuses on curing or managing an impairment. The key message associated with it is fix the impairment. The second column represents the social model. This model emphasizes removing barriers in society that limit people with disabilities. Its key message is fix the environment. The third column represents the affirmative model. This model views disability as a positive identity and highlights pride and acceptance. Its key message is celebrate difference. Together, the three columns show how perspectives on disability shift from trying to change the individual to changing the environment to embracing the disability as a valued part of human diversity. Accessibility and learning, creating inclusive and accessible materials and environments that all learners can understand, navigate, and interpret regardless of abilities. Removes barriers by providing alternatives such as captions, transcripts, alt text, clear structure, and flexible formats. Supporting equitable learning by ensuring every learner has the same opportunity to access information and demonstrate their understanding. When learning is accessible, students with visual, auditory, physical, or cognitive impairments can engage independently and fully in the learning experience. Web accessibility and learning means people can perceive, understand, navigate, interact with, and contribute to the web. This includes disabilities considered to include auditory, cognitive, neurological, physical, speech, and visual. The first impairment we'll focus on is visual impairments. This graphic shows a simple two-column table showing common struggles people may experience when interacting with digital content and the assistive technologies that can help address those challenges. The first column lists three struggles: reading small text, interpreting graphics, and navigating poorly structured documents. The second column lists the assistive technologies that support these needs. These include screen readers, magnifiers, text-to-speech tools, and high contrast settings. Together, the table highlights how specific accessibility tools can reduce barriers and make digital content more usable for a wider range of learners. Assistive technologies help learners access content, but they work best when content is designed accessibly from the start. The next impairment we'll focus on is auditory impairments, learners who are hard of hearing and people who are deaf. This graphic presents a two-column table showing a common challenge related to accessing spoken content and the assistive technologies that support it. The first column lists the struggle. A person may miss spoken directions, lectures, or video content. The second column lists the assistive technologies that address this barrier. These include closed captions, transcripts, and speech-to-text tools. Together, the table highlights how providing text-based alternatives ensures that spoken information is accessible to all learners. Assistive technologies such as captions benefit not only deaf learners, but also people in noisy environments, non-native speakers, and anyone who processes information better visually. Assistive technologies across impairments. This graphic presents a four-column table that organizes different types of assistive technologies according to the disability categories they support: visual, auditory, physical, and cognitive. The first column focuses on visual disabilities. It lists screen readers, text-to-speech tools, magnifiers, and high contrast settings as technologies that help people access digital content. The second column focuses on auditory disabilities. It includes closed captioning, transcripts, speech-to-text tools, and visual or vibrating alarms, which provide alternatives to sound-based information. The third column highlights supports for physical disabilities. These include wheelchairs, ramps, and lifts, voice recognition software, and alternative keyboards or devices that assist with mobility and interaction. The fourth column addresses cognitive disabilities. It lists memory aids, note-taking systems, audiobooks, and organizational tools to help with processing, remembering, and managing information. Together, the table shows how different assistive technologies align with specific disability needs, emphasizing that accessibility requires a range of tools to support diverse learners. In this video, I covered the major categories of impairments: visual, auditory, physical, and cognitive. Each of these can create different challenges for learners, such as difficulty accessing text, hearing instructions, navigating materials, or processing large amounts of information. I also discussed the assistive technologies that reduce these barriers, including screen readers, captions, alternative keyboards, memory aids, and many others. Finally, I emphasized that accessible design is essential because it ensures equitable learning. When materials are designed to be perceivable, understandable, and usable by everyone, learners with impairments can participate fully and independently. Accessibility isn't just a feature, it's a commitment to inclusion and equal opportunity. This slide displays a list of 3 references related to instructional design and web accessibility. The first reference is an article by Evans from 2023 titled, "What is Instructional Design? The Four Main Types of Challenges," published by the University of San Diego. The second reference is from the National Clearinghouse of Rehabilitation Training Materials, published in 2017, titled Screen Reader Simulation. The third reference is from the World Wide Web Consortium. It is titled Introduction to Web Accessibility and is part of the W3C Web Accessibility Initiative. These references provide background information and sources that support the content presented in the training.